Hey everybody, how's it going? Changing up the Daily Creative a little bit. This is your friend Chase. If you know what the Daily Creative is, this is a show where I take your questions. I got a call-in number, 1-800-962-4357. You can leave a voicemail and I'll respond with an answer that's going to help you solve the problems on your journey of becoming an amateur, maybe even a professional creative. With that being said, we've got a caller queued up here. His name is, what's his name again?
Brendan.
Brendan, ready? All right, let's do it. Brendan. Oops, there you go. I hope Brendan's expecting us. It's fun to call Brendan rather than Brendan.
Hello, this is Brendan.
Hey Brendan, it's Chase Jarvis. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing, Chase?
I'm good. Where are you in the world right now?
I'm in Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene, Oregon. Oregon, as they say, if you don't live in Oregon.
Yeah.
Some say. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show. I appreciate you calling in. What's your story? I hear you got a question lined up for me. How can I help?
I do have a question for you that I think could benefit a lot of creatives, whether it's starting out or mid-career. And I'm a freelance journalist and a podcaster.
Oh, cool.
My question is, like, say you're starting out or mid-career, like, how do you process or deal with those inherent feelings of jealousy when you look at your peers that inherently kind of creep in? Like, how do you process that?
Oh, all right. Well, you're right in the fact that you're not alone in this feeling. I hate this feeling. If I could do anything to make it go away, I would. I'll say, but I'm going to give you a couple different thoughts around it, and you'll have to sort of make an answer that suits you and your personality type. But for me, you have to first remember that what you're seeing in other people's worlds is, if you're tracking them via social probably, and maybe there are some physical people that you get together with every once in a while, but anytime you can take those feelings of jealousy or anger or frustration and channel them into joy, it's like, it has to do with attitude. It's like, how are you feeling about yourself? That's why self-love, self-care, taking care of yourself, feeling like strength and positivity, there's a whole set of mental health exercises that I feel like everyone should take into account, and that's why I prescribe things like meditation and getting exercise and eating well, because when you're on that train, it gives you a lot more confidence and to be able to celebrate success in anybody. If there's this constant jealousy, which, hey, it's a reality because we're competing. There's only so much work out there, and there's more people than work, which that you could call that into question, but. I understand where it comes from. So my first order of prescription is take care of yourself, and if you can, just in your own psychology, be in a positive state such that you can find joy and success for others in their success. I think there's a byproduct if you can channel that, which is it will in turn signal confidence, A, to yourself and B, to other people, if you can enjoy the successes of others, especially really overtly. Just like, man, that's so cool. You know, ask questions, learn something from the success of others. That's especially right in this sort of face-to-face environment. And then there's the social one where maybe you're looking at someone who you respect or admire their work, you're seeing it on social, and it's just like they're going all over the place, killing it with their work. And you can for a second realize that, how do you look at your social feed? You curate the hell out of that. And you're only putting, or by and large, people generally put forward things that paint them in a very positive light. So what you're doing and what culture does at large, which I hate, is you're comparing your real life day to day, because you know that you missed your rent payment, and you know that your friend's pissed, and you know that you broke your camera, but if you take a picture that shows shiny, happy you, and you put it on your Instagram feed with the most cool job you've ever had, that the world is not seeing the things that you're struggling with. So you need to remember at all times, and I realize this is hard, but you asked how to get through it. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but that your real life, do not compare real life with other people's highlight reel, because that's what social feeds are.
Right.
It's other people's highlight reel. And if you can get that into your psychology, then it allows you to go back to point one that I meant, which is be super happy and excited about other people's success. Let's say you're following somebody on Instagram, and when you finally meet them at a trade show or whatever, you see them at a local artist meetup, you can say, oh my God, I saw that you're killing it with XYZ. That's so cool. I'm really stoked for you. Then like that person is like, oh my God, this person is not jealous and shoegazing. They're pumped for me, which is going to give that person confidence. And you're also then going to be seen as a beacon of light and enthusiasm for the industry and for other people, which all that karma, that adds up over time. And people want to work with, they want to be around people who are positive. You have to be, like, if you're an artist and you're a shithead to work with, I don't care if you're the most talented person in the world, you're not going to get calls because it's, I don't know, you mentioned that you're a podcaster. Someone's going to sit with you for an hour or 2 hours, and if you're a real dick, then they don't enjoy sitting with you. So how can you project the positivity even in a world where you might be feeling jealous? To me, when you do these exercises that I'm suggesting, it's going to flip a switch in you, and you're going to feel positive. It's going to inspire confidence in your own work. And then other people are going to see that and draft off it, and then you can become a leader rather than one of those shoegazing, pissed off followers, because there's nothing worse. So how does that sound?
Right. To your point, I turned a lot of my jealousy and that negative energy essentially into a podcast where I interview people within my genre, which is like creative nonfiction. So I was like, you know what, let me redirect this and then promote the people that I admire most, and maybe break that down and digest what they do so it can help others. And also, like you were saying, like to not be a jerk, to be that beacon of light, and to actually turn that negative energy and redirect it, and maybe help some people out and learn a few things in the process.
Yeah, so you can't see me right now. You're audio only. I'm looking, just for your benefit, I'm looking into the camera right now, and I'm saying, if you take anything away from that, did you hear what he just said? Folks at home, like that mentality, the difference between the best golf, I don't know why I use golf all the time, but the difference, I don't love golf either. So the difference between the best golfer in the PGA and the number 300, I think there's 300 people in the PGA, is its mentality. It's the physicality. There's like the difference in skill is so small. It's all a mental game. And if you can sort of take what you think is a weakness or somewhere where you're unsure and you put it out there, and then what you've done in the making of that, I mean, you created an entire podcast around interviewing people that you're jealous of. Like that creates power for you. That's like taking your power. Power is not, it's just out there. You need to claim it and own it. And in doing so, you get all the other byproducts that we've already talked about. Now there's one other thing that I want to prescribe, and it's a takeaway from a friend of mine named Marie Forleo. If you don't know her work, you should. She's awesome. She was in my 30 Days of Genius series here on CreativeLive. Incredible, inspiring human, thought leader, author. She's just incredible. So what Marie has this little anecdote called create before you consume. And what she means by that, and what I mean, is that if you get up and you go to work and you make something that, you may not be proud of it, but if you make something, you put in the effort, and then you consume other people's feeds, you can rest assured that you're making progress, because making is progress. The act of doing something instead of nothing, the act of getting your ass out of bed, being productive, in your case, writing a story or recording some podcasts, and then consume the feeds of the people that you admire, then you can use that as fuel rather than something that kicks you in the shins before you even get started. So I just hold on to that concept of create before you consume. And then the last sort of subtext there is also from Marie. She calls it compare Schlager, which is, if you've ever had the liquor Goldschlager, it's like the worst liquor you could possibly have. And she talks about comparing others to yourself is just, it's not great. I thought of another thing while I'm here ranting, and that is I've got a blog post around why you should compare yourself to others. Why why it's great to compare yourselves to others, but there's a very specific, there's a twist in that blog post, so I want you to go check that out if you can. And the net is, you should look to people who are doing shit that you love, and you should compare your work objectively to that, and you know that that's where you need to be for greatness, but don't compare where you are on that path or your worth as a human. You know, what I want to close with you is, you are valuable, you matter, you're important, you are loved, you're like, people give a shit about what you say and do, and the more you enact these behaviors that we're talking about, and the more you're a beacon, a bright, shiny, like enthusiastic person on the planet, the better it is for everybody around you. So don't wait to tomorrow, or don't wait for some sort of justification of self-worth to get started. You matter right now, and more than anything, I just want you to get back to work.
Well, fantastic. Well, Chase, thank you so much for taking my question, and then and just giving such a beautiful and thoughtful answer, and just thanks for everything you do, and keep thriving and keep doing what you do. Thanks so much.
It brings me a ton of joy. I'm glad you get a little bit of value. I hope our paths cross face to face. You can remind me when we do meet face to face about this call, and we'll high five.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, and take good care.
Of course. Thanks for being on the show, man. Appreciate it. All right.
You got it. Thank you.
Have a good one. All right. So, God, I love this. This is like, this is like full-time job now. That's all I want to do, is just connect with you. If you have a question, or if there's a way that I can help you solve your problems on the way to becoming the creative that you want to be in this world, it's super simple. All you do is you dial 1-802-962-4357. That actually, the last 4 letters, they do spell help. So that's my hope, is to give you a little bit of help. 1-802-962-4357. And like, comment, and share. I realized something a little bit ago, that the sharing economy and social feeds and whatnot, they're built on adding value to others. So rather than hoarding this information for yourself, right now, if you share this content, what I believe the outcome will be is that other people who are in your social sphere and subscribe to your feeds will look at that and say, oh my God, person X just shared that. That person's cool. They're confident. They can, give away secrets that they've learned and inspire others. And in turn, they will then think higher of you. So take a second and share this if you would. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm Chase. I'll see you probably tomorrow. I put videos out all the time.